heroes level up, suits materialize out thin air, or someone gets a brutal makeover they definitely didn't ask for. That's when Marvel hits different. So here are the most legendary Avengers transformation scenes. You know Tony Stark is serious when he's literally piloting a Quinjet and still finds time to suit up mid-flight. This scene is pure efficiency. No dramatic pause, no slow motion glory shot. He's basically getting dressed for the most intense family reunion of all time while multitasking at 30,000 feet. The mechanical arms fold the armor onto him piece by piece while he's at the controls, and it's so smooth you almost forget he's about to fight his best friend. It's not flashy, but that's what makes it hit harder. Tony's treating this like a business meeting he's running late for, except the meeting is stop your bestie from harboring a war criminal.
Did he give you anything on Rogers?
No, told me to go to hell. I'm going back to the compound instead, but you can call me anytime. I'll put you on hold. I'd like to watch the line blink.
No, I don't hate them. After 20 years of working with mutants, I just know what they can do. You ready yet?
A few more hours.
And he will respond to my commands.
Absolutely.
Look, we all pretend this movie doesn't exist, but we gotta talk about what they did to Wade. They took Ryan Reynolds, perfect casting, and turned him into a mouth-stitch abomination with laser eyes and Baraka swords. The transformation itself is nightmare fuel. They're literally experimenting on him, mixing powers like he's a mutant smoothie. His skin goes grey, his eyes go dead, and worst of all, they sew his mouth shut. You know, it's the merc with a mouth. Why are you doing this to him? It's like making a pizza with no cheese.
Stryker finally figured out how to shut you up.
This scene is legendary for all the wrong reasons, but hey, at least it motivated them to get Deadpool right 7 years later. Consider it a cautionary tale of what happens when executives have too much input.
Bone claws are the fingernails of a bag lady. Manicure.
This is the ultimate I'm back baby moment. Thor's been walking around New Mexico like a blonde Chad who lost his keys, and then the Destroyer shows up to vaporize a small town. Regular dude Thor does the noble sacrifice thing, and boom, Mjolnir decides he's worthy again. The hammer flying through the desert while thunder cracks overhead. Mwah!
This is going on Facebook, smile.
Then he catches it and the full Asgardian drip materializes back into him in a lightning storm. It's not just about getting the power back, it's about earning it. Plus the slow motion shot of him in full armor, spinning the hammer with that confident smirk, that's the moment Chris Hemsworth became a movie star. The Destroyer gets absolutely mollyhopped immediately after, which is just satisfying storytelling.
Jane.
Sorry, I just needed to make sure you were real. It's been a very strange day.
I am. Jane,
Where were you?
Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
The reverse transformation scene that broke everyone's brain. Bruce is hyping himself up for the big green entrance, and then nothing. Hulk straight up ghosts him. 3 separate times Banner tries to transform and Hulk's basically like, nah, I'm good. You can see the panic in Bruce's face because his one trick isn't working, and now he's a squishy science guy in the middle of an alien invasion. It's hilarious and terrifying at the same time. The Hulk refusing to come out because he's scared of Thanos. I mean, that's character development.
What do you mean, no?
It also forces Bruce into the Hulkbuster armor, which gives us that amazing I'm him energy later. At the end of these failed transformations and arguments, I guess we could say that sometimes a transformation that doesn't happen is more legendary than the ones that do.
Oh, screw you, you big green a**hole! I'll do it myself!
I'm finally set free.
Carol finally figures out she's been nerfed this whole time and decides to stop letting the Supreme Intelligence mansplain her own powers to her. The moment she rips off that Kree power dampening chip on her neck, game over for everyone else. She stands up, eyes glowing, binary power surging through her, and suddenly she's floating with energy crackling around her like she's about to solo the entire Kree Empire. I mean, which she basically does. The transformation isn't just physical.
My name is Carol.
It's her reclaiming her identity after years of being told to control herself, be less, stay down. When she goes full glory and her suit shifts into the glowing scheme, complete with those shiny yet lethal eyes manifesting, it's absolute power move. She's not becoming Captain Marvel, she's remembering she always was.
Turn off the light show and prove to me you can beat me without...
You are to be the new fist. Hydra. Put him on ice.
Alright, the Bucky transformation scene is a completely different kind of horror, and that's why it sticks with you. This isn't flashy, trippy, or fun. It's cold, mechanical, and deeply messed up. You're watching someone we liked, Steve's best friend, get stripped down and rebuilt like a broken weapon. Bucky's strapped to that chair, half conscious, and Hydra isn't screaming or panicking. They're calm, professional, and that's the scariest part. They wipe his memories like it's routine maintenance, asking him to repeat his name until even that disappears. No epic music, no dramatic speeches, just cold metal, electricity, and obedience.
Society's at a tipping point between order and chaos. Tomorrow morning we're going to give it a push. And Hydra can't give the world the freedom it deserves.
The arm, the mask, the blank stare, it's all designed to erase Bucky and leave behind the Winter Soldier, Hydra's perfect ghost. What really hurts is knowing Steve is out there believing his friend died a hero, while Bucky is alive, trapped in his own body, being used to assassinate people across decades. It's one of the MCU's darkest moments because the villain didn't kill the hero's friend, they did something way worse.
You're my friend. You're my mission.
Then finish it. Because I'm with you to the end of the line.
Tony Stark looked at all of his previous armors and said, what if it was just always on me? The arc reactor glows and suddenly the nanotech just flows over his body like liquid metal, forming the armor in seconds. No more mechanical parts flying in from a suitcase or a satellite. It's pure science fiction made real, and it looks absolutely sick. The best part? The suit adapts on the fly, making shields, blades, extra boosters, whatever Tony needs in the moment. When he first uses it against Cull Obsidian and Ebony Maw, you can see him almost geeking out over his own tech mid-fight. This is the culmination of 10 years of armor evolution, and it's everything. Plus, the casual way it forms and disappears makes Tony even more effortlessly cool, which honestly should be impossible at this point.
Where'd that come from?
I'm something of a scientist myself. Get me the chloroperazine.
It stays with me.
It begins.
Multiple contusions detected.
But I see through you!
But this Doctor Strange transformation scene is still one of the wildest welcome to the MCU moments ever. The Ancient One doesn't explain anything, doesn't warm him up, just casually taps his forehead and boom, Strange gets yeeted out of reality. 1 second he's this smug, logic-obsessed surgeon, and the next he's falling through what looks like a kaleidoscope designed by someone on a serious acid trip. What makes the scene hit so hard isn't just the visuals, though yeah, they're insane, it's how violently it humbles him. Strange keeps trying to talk, to rationalize, to ask questions, but the universe straight up ignores him. He's shrinking, stretching, splitting into 1,000 versions of himself, watching his hands turn into cosmic sand. It's basically the MCU saying, relax genius, you know nothing. And the Ancient One? Absolute menace. She's calm, almost bored, while she shatters his entire worldview in about 30 seconds.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
No speeches, no inspirational music, just pure existential terror. By the time she drops him back onto the floor, Strange isn't just scared, he's rewired. That scene isn't about magic tricks, it's about breaking arrogance. It's the moment Doctor Strange stops being the smartest guy in the room and starts becoming something way bigger.
Death is what gives life meaning. To know your days are numbered, your time is short.
The symbiote doesn't just change Peter's suit, it changes his entire personality, and Sam Raimi shows us this in the most 2007 way possible. The first time the black suit appears, it's actually creepy. Peter wakes up hanging upside down from a building in a completely different costume, but then the transformation becomes this whole thing. The suit responds to his emotions, creeping over him when he gets hurt or angry. And yeah, we can't talk about this without mentioning the infamous Bully Maguire scenes.
See you, chump. What the hell?
Where he's walking down the street like he invented jazz. The suit brings out his dark side, making him aggressive and kind of a jerk, and you can see it physically. The way he moves gets more sus. When he finally rips it off at the church bell tower, fighting against it as it tries to stay bonded to him, I mean, that's body horror. The symbiote doesn't want to let go, and honestly, neither did audiences, because even though this movie is messy, those practical effects of the suit crawling over him still hold up now.
This is something else.
Oh my god, he's gonna say it!
Say what?
Avengers!
Flame on!
Sorry, what now?
Chris Evans shows up and everyone's brain immediately goes, Captain America! But then he says, flame on, and bursts into flames, and the entire audience loses it. It's the ultimate bait-and-switch transformation because Marvel knows exactly what we're expecting. Johnny Storm in full Human Torch mode, flying around and talking trash. That's the deep-cut nostalgia hit for anyone who remembers the Fantastic Four movies. This scene works because it's both a transformation and a reveal, playing with our expectations about what Chris Evans means in a Marvel movie. Plus, watching him torch some bad guys while delivering some classic Johnny Storm cocky dialogue before.
Stay close.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Well, before things go very badly for him, it's the perfect Deadpool-style meta moment. The MCU finally acknowledged the Fantastic Four movies exist, and they did it in the most chaotic way possible.
We don't know that guy.
This movie is surely rough around the edges, but the Weaponized transformation scene is genuinely intense. They're literally injecting molten adamantium into Logan's skeleton, and you can see every second of agony on Hugh Jackman's face. His bones are being coated in indestructible metal, and the process looks like torture because it absolutely is. The tank of liquid, the injections, the screaming, the monitors showing the metal spreading through his skeletal system. It's medical horror. Then he flatlines, and right when the scientists think they've killed him, his eyes snap open, claws extend, and he tears through the facility like a force of nature. The dude was literally just killed and resurrected as a weapon, and his first instinct is justified rage. It's brutal, it's visceral, and it explains why Logan's so messed up. This isn't a superhero origin, it's a trauma origin.
You right in there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Scott Lang is expecting a vintage motorcycle outfit, not the ability to violate the laws of physics. He puts on what he thinks is a wetsuit, hits the button, and suddenly he's tiny and absolutely freaking out. The bathtub becomes an ocean, the tile floor becomes massive, and then he gets sucked down the drain in a sequence that's part hilarious, part terrifying. What makes his transformation legendary is that it's played for comedy and horror. Scott has no idea what's happening, and neither do we on first watch. When he grows back, he's traumatized. As he does all of this, he eventually lands on top of a cab, which is just as insane as it sounds. It's chaotic, it's funny, and it perfectly establishes the shrinking isn't just a cool power, it's disorienting as hell. Paul Rudd's panic reactions sell the whole thing.
Eyes, lungs, pancreas. So many snacks, so little time.
Okay, the so many snacks, so little time Venom scene is pure chaos in the best way. This is the moment you fully realize Venom isn't just a scary alien goo monster, he's an unhinged, hungry roommate living rent-free in Eddie Brock's body. Eddie's always stressed, his life's a mess, and then Venom pops up like, relax, we got priorities. And those priorities are, well, eating people. What makes the scene hilarious is the contrast. Eddie is panicking, trying to survive.
Not eat police!
And Venom is out here casually browsing humans like it's a late-night food delivery app. The way Venom says it, dead serious, zero irony, it just makes it even more funnier. I mean, he's not joking. He's genuinely overwhelmed by the menu. But there's also something weirdly charming about it. Venom isn't evil in the traditional sense. He's just operating on a completely different moral Wi-Fi. To him, humans are snacks, not sins.
We will find you and eat both your arms and then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face right off your head. Do you understand?
That line perfectly sets the tone for the movie. Dark, violent, but self-aware enough to laugh at itself. It's the exact moment Venom stops being terrifying and starts being iconic.
You bit somebody's head off.
Fuel in the tank. Listen carefully, Eddie. You did not find us. We found you.
Tony Stark makes being a superhero look effortless, and the Monaco fight scene proves it. He's at a racetrack, someone's attacking with electric whips, and Happy lands him in a suitcase that unfolds into a full suit of armor in seconds. The Mark V isn't his strongest armor, but watching it assemble piece by piece from a portable briefcase, that's engineering madness. The way the metal plates fold out and lock into place, the boosters deploy, and suddenly Tony's ready to fight. I mean, it's so satisfying. This transformation is all about practicality meeting style. Tony knows he needs armor on demand, so he made it fit built-in carry-on luggage. The fact that he can take a beating from whiplash in a suit he literally carried to the track shows that even Tony's backup plans are better than most people's main plans. It's the I prepared for this transformation and it's smooth as heck.
Tony and I
Well, what's the
do
use of
is a
having
healthy,
and owning
healthy
a race car
competition.
if you don't drive it?
But I don't need you to tell me who I am.
Wanda's been called a witch before, but this is where she actually becomes the witch. During her battle with Agatha Harkness, we see the full extent of her power, and Agatha's basement spell basically becomes Wanda's makeover montage. The runes, the magic, the realization that she's been doing chaos magic this whole time without knowing it, and then the costume change. Her casual clothes transform into the iconic Scarlet Witch outfit with the crown, the cape, the full sorceress energy. She's glowing with power, and she's finally embracing what she is instead of running from it. The transformation is less about the physical change and more about Wanda accepting her destiny. When she shows up in that costume, fully powered up, correcting Agatha's assessment of who she is, I mean, that's a boss music starts playing moment. She went from an Avenger to a mythological entity, and the fit goes crazy. Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker has a more experimental approach to becoming Spider-Man, and his transformation is all about trial and error. After getting his powers, there's that great montage of him testing his abilities, the webs, the wall crawling, the enhanced senses, and slowly figuring out what he can do. But the real transformation happens when he actually designs and puts on the suit for the first time. It's homemade but sleek, and when he's swinging through the city at night, moving like a gymnast with the agility cranked to 11, you see Spider-Man as an athlete. Garfield brings this graceful, almost parkour-style movement to the role. The suit up isn't just putting on a costume, it's Peter deciding to use these powers to do something. The moment he lands on the building and realizes that he can actually help people, that's when Peter Parker transforms into a hero, not just a guy with powers.
Is that a real knife? Yes, it's a real knife. My weakness, it's small knives. What's a... Knock it off, man! No!
James Gunn said, let's make everyone cry about a CGI raccoon, and somehow he pulled it off. The flashbacks showing Rocket's transformation from a regular raccoon into an enhanced being are heartbreaking. We see the experiments, the surgeries, the brutal process of having cybernetics implanted and his intelligence artificially elevated. Baby Rocket with his friend in cages being tortured by the High Evolutionary in the name of progress. I mean, it's quite dark for a Marvel movie. The transformation isn't heroic or cool, it's trauma. Rocket didn't choose this. He was turned into something he never asked to be, and all of his anger, his defense mechanism, his reluctance to get close to people, it all makes sense now. When we see him go from innocent animal to the scarred, cynical weapons expert we know, it recontextualizes his entire character. This transformation is about loss of innocence, and it hits harder than any suit up ever could.
My beloved raccoon. This story has been yours all along. You just didn't know it.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. Then Bruce Banner walks toward a flying alien whale ship, transforms mid-stride into the Hulk, and punches it so hard it flips over. It's one of the coldest moments in MCU history because it redefines how we understand Banner's relationship with the Hulk. He's not losing control, he's in complete control and choosing to let the Hulk out. The transformation itself is quick. We see his skin turn green, his body mass increase exponentially, and then immediate violence.
And Hulk. Smash.
No hesitation, no build-up, just raw power. This is the moment the Avengers realize they have a weapon of mass destruction on their team, and he's on their side. The way the music swells, everyone stops to watch, and then they team up for the iconic hero circle shot. That transformation is the turning point of the entire battle. The Hulk didn't just show up, he declared that New York is closed to alien invasion.
Did I say this was a love story? No. It's a horror movie.
After Origins, everyone disrespected Wade Wilson so thoroughly, this movie gave us the Deadpool transformation we deserved, and it's absolutely horrifying. Ajax tortures Wade to activate his latent mutant genes, and the process destroys his body from the inside out. We watch his skin blister, crack, and scar over while he's trapped in an oxygen deprivation chamber, barely surviving. The transformation isn't empowering, it's agonizing. Wade becomes disfigured, his cancer is cured, but his face is ruined, and he loses everything. His looks, his pride, his normal life. But he gains immortality and a healing factor, which he immediately uses to become the most violent, foul-mouthed hero in Marvel history. The scene where he finally puts on the red suit for the first time, fully embracing his new identity as Deadpool, that's when the transformation completes. He's not hiding his scars behind the mask, he's weaponizing his trauma with maximum sarcasm. This is an origin story where the hero comes out more broken than when he went in, and somehow that makes him perfect.
You're looking very alive.
Ha! Only on the outside.
You might want to look away for this. Now this little piggy went to...
Okay, so Nick Fury doesn't actually get powers in the traditional sense, but watching him inject himself with the Harvest, a serum containing DNA from multiple superpowered beings, is wild. This is the guy who's been fully human this entire time, coordinating superheroes while having exactly zero abilities himself, and now he's basically giving himself a cocktail of everyone's powers. The transformation is subtle but significant. I mean, you can see it in his eyes, the way his body reacts to the injection. It's not flashy like other transformations, it's clinical, almost desperate. With an arm like that, it sure feels like he's been single for a long time. The scene works because it shows how far Fury's willing to go. He's literally changing his biology to start relevant in a world of gods and monsters. But watching the ultimate strategist become something more than human after decades of being the MCU's most powerful regular dude, I mean, that's a different kind of legendary.
Everybody calls me Fury. Not Nicholas, not Joseph, not Nick. Just Fury.
What does your mom call you?
Fury?
What do you call her?
Fury.
What about your kids?
If I have them, they'll call me Fury.
Sir, Agent Coulson of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on the line.
I'm not in. I'm actually out.
This is the inverse of every other Iron Man transformation, and it's genius. Tony lands on his tower after nearly dying in space, and the mechanical arms disassemble the armor piece by piece while he keeps walking. He doesn't even break stride. The suit just falls away as he moves through the penthouse. It's the most casual power move in the MCU because it shows that Tony doesn't need the armor to be Tony Stark. The machinery does all the work while he heads straight for the bar to pour a drink and to talk to Pepper like they're at a social event. What makes this scene hit is the contrast. We spent the previous movies watching characters suit up for the battle, and Tony is the only one who makes taking the armor off look just as cool. It's confidence in a mechanical form. The suit isn't him, it's just something he wears to work. This transformation says more about Tony's character than any suit-up sequence could.
I'm the best.
T'Challa activates his necklace and the Black Panther suit materializes over his body using nanotechnology, forming in seconds with that gorgeous purple energy ripple effect. That suit doesn't just appear, it flows over him like liquid vibranium, adjusting to his movements as he lands on the hood of a car during a high-speed chase. What makes this transformation stand out is how seamless it is. T'Challa's already in motion, already committed to the fight, and the suit just catches up to him. The kinetic energy storage lighting up in purple, the way the mask forms around his face, the claws extending, it's all so smooth that it feels like the suit was always meant to be there. This is Wakandan technology at its finest, making even getting dressed look advanced. And the fact that he does this while cars are flipping and exploding around him, that's the definition of doing it for the plot. The transformation isn't the moment, it's just T'Challa preparing for the moment.
Who are you?
Groot has always been able to grow, but this is the first time we see him go absolutely massive. When the Guardians need serious backup during the final battle, Groot plants himself and just starts growing, and growing, and growing. His limbs become thick as tree trunks, his body expands into this towering wooden titan, and suddenly he's the size of a kaiju, using his branches to be intimidating. The scene of the transformation is insane. The camera has to pull way back just to fit him in frame. What's perfect about it is that Groot doesn't change who he is, he just becomes more of himself. He's still protecting his friends, still being the gentle giant at heart, but now he's doing it at a scale that makes him a literal force of nature. When he starts walking through the battlefield like a kaiju in a monster movie, casually crushing bad guys under his roots, that's the "We are Groot" energy taken to the absolute maximum.
Why are you doing this? I tried to kill you.
I am Groot.
He says everyone deserves a second chance.
Scott Lang's been small this entire time, and then he hits the button and goes in the complete opposite direction. Everyone on that airport tarmac stops fighting because suddenly there's a 65-foot tall man standing there, and Scott's just as surprised as everyone else that it actually worked. That look on his face was crazy because it captures how absurd and draining this is for him. The perspective shots showing how massive he is compared to everyone else, the way he picks up War Machine like an action figure, Spider-Man using him like a jungle gym. It's all played for both spectacle and humor. What makes his transformation legendary is that it's a game changer in the middle of a fight. Team Cap is losing, and then suddenly they have a giant. The downside? Scott's definitely not trained for this, so he's kind of stumbling around and it's exhausting him. But for those few moments where he's towering over the airport, he's the most important person in the battle. Going giant isn't just a transformation, it's a statement.
Does anyone have any orange slices?
An orange?
This isn't a person transforming. This is a being coming into existence. The Avengers are arguing over whether creating Vision is a terrible idea when Thor shows up and lightning blasts the cradle, and suddenly this red android sits up with an Infinity Stone in his forehead. The transformation is the moment between lifeless synthetic body and conscious entity. Vision opens his eyes, takes his first breath, even though he doesn't need to breathe, and immediately picks up Mjolnir like he's nothing, which shuts down every argument in the room. He's born, fully formed, already wise, already powerful, already worthy. The way he phases through the cradle, looks at his hands like he's figuring out what existence means, then manifests his cape and suit. I mean, it's the birth of artificial life and is treated with appropriate gravitas. Vision doesn't transform from something else, he transforms from nothing into something profound. When he looks out of the window at the city and talks about humanity being worth saving, you realize his transformation brought something genuinely good into the world. Until Infinity War, of course, but we won't talk about that right now.
You're unbearably naive.
Well, I was born yesterday.
But I need the other guy.
Bruce and Natasha have this thing where she can calm him down and the lullaby scene becomes their signature move. After Hulk does what Hulk does, smash everything, Natasha approaches him carefully, establishes trust, and then touches his hand while talking softly. The Hulk shrinks down, the green fades from his skin, his massive frame compresses, and Bruce Banner emerges, usually exhausted and disoriented. It's intimate in a way other transformations aren't because it requires trust.
But I need the other guy.
Hulk has to want to let Bruce Banner back in, and he only does it for her. The reversal of the typical transformation, watching someone become smaller, weaker, more vulnerable instead of bigger and stronger, makes it hit differently. But of course, the main part is when she gets Bruce to transform with a single kiss.
I really hope this makes us even. Now go be a hero.
When your friend gets mind-controlled and starts destroying a city, you don't bring a regular suit, you bring the Hulkbuster. Tony calls down Veronica, and this massive orbital platform deploys armor pieces that clamp onto his existing suit, building the Hulkbuster around him layer by layer whilst he's flying. The transformation is like watching construction equipment assemble a tank in midair, and it's glorious. Giant red and gold plates lock into place, the arms get massive hydraulic pistons, and suddenly Tony's suit is Hulk-sized. The whole sequence is peak Tony Stark, over-engineered, excessive, and exactly what the situation needs.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
When he lands in Johannesburg, fully suited up and says,
"All right, everybody, stand down."
You know this is about to be the most expensive fight scene ever. The Hulkbuster isn't just armor, it's a mobile weapons platform designed specifically to go toe-to-toe with the strongest Avenger. Watching it assemble in real time while Tony's already engaging the Hulk shows the transformation is both defense and offense. It's not about becoming stronger, it's about becoming strong enough.
I'm sorry.
Bruce Banner is trying to maintain control during an extremely stressful situation at Culver University when the military shows up to capture him. His heart rate spikes, his breathing changes, and you can see him fighting it, but the transformation is inevitable. The veins in his neck bulge, his eyes start changing color, his muscles expand rapidly, and then the Hulk explodes out of him with pure rage. What makes this scene intense is that Edward Norton plays Bruce as someone terrified of what's about to happen, and then the Hulk emerges as this unstoppable force who's equally terrified and angry. The transformation itself is visceral. Bones cracking, skin stretching, clothes ripping, and then he's immediately in fight mode, tearing through soldiers and vehicles. The military brought tranquilizer darts and gunfire, and the Hulk brought apocalyptic rage. This is the Hulk at his most dangerous because Bruce lost control, and the collateral damage reflects that. The transformation happens fast, but the consequences last the entire movie. Bruce is trapped in a factory, surrounded by soldiers. His heart rate is through the roof and the transformation starts. You can see the green spreading under his skin, his body beginning to change, the Hulk taking over, and then Betty Ross shows up. She talks to him, reaches out to him, and somehow Bruce forces the transformation to reverse. His skin goes from green back to normal, his body shrinks back down, and he collapses completely drained. This is the only time in MCU history we see someone stop a Hulk transformation midway through, and it's because of love. Betty is his anchor, the one person who can reach Bruce even when he's losing himself. The scene shows that the Hulk isn't just about rage, it's about control, and Bruce has more of it than anyone gives him credit for. Forcing himself to not transform when your body is screaming to do it, I mean, that does take a different kind of strength. It's a transformation that doesn't complete, which somehow makes it more impressive than all the other ones that do. This is the OG suit-up, the one that started everything. Tony's in his workshop and the mechanical arms assemble the Mark III piece by piece. We watch every step, the leg plates, the chest piece, the arms, the helmet. It's methodical, almost ritualistic, and it's the first time we see what Tony Stark is really capable of. The transformation isn't quick, it's deliberate, showing us the engineering marvel of what he's built. When the faceplate closes and the eyes light up, that's the moment Tony Stark becomes Iron Man. Not when he built it, not when he tested it, but when he puts it on with purpose and flies off to save people. The scene establishes the visual language for every Iron Man transformation that follows. It's not just armor, it's art. The way the suit perfectly fits, moves with him, and makes him more than human. That's the transformation that launched a universe. Everything else is iterating on this moment.
Now, what am I supposed to tell the press?
Training exercise. Isn't that the usual BS?
It's not that simple. An unfortunate training exercise involving an F-22 Raptor occurred yesterday.
Thor's been fighting on Sakaar without his hammer, thinking he's lost his power, when he has a vision of Odin who tells him the hammer was never the source of his strength.
That hammer was to help you control your power, to focus it. It's never your source of strength.
During the final battle on the Bifrost Bridge, surrounded by Hela's undead army, Thor finally gets it. His eyes start glowing with lightning, electricity crackles around his entire body, and the Immigrant Song kicks in. He's not just getting his powers back, he's accessing the full scope of what he's always been, the God of Thunder. He doesn't need Mjolnir, he is the lightning. The transformation is complete when he leaps off the bridge and channels so much electricity that he obliterates dozens of enemies in one blast. His eyes are pure white energy, lightning is arcing off him in every direction, and he's finally living up to his title. This isn't a costume change, it's an awakening. Thor realizes he's been nerfed by his own reliance on a weapon, and once he embraces his true power, he becomes unstoppable. The transformation is both physical and mental, and it's the moment Thor becomes the strongest version of himself.
This could be Asgard. Asgard is where our people stand.
Asgard is not a place. It's a people.
Ang Lee's Hulk gets clowned on, but the transformation scenes are legitimately unsettling. Bruce Banner is getting bullied, and his rage builds until the transformation can't be stopped.
Talbot, yeah? You're making me angry. Oh, am I?
His muscles expand grotesquely, the patient starts breaking, his skin shifts to green, and the Hulk erupts in this unfamiliar situation. What makes it legendary is how uncomfortable it is. The transformation is body horror, not superhero spectacle. You can see Banner's skeleton and musculature through his skin as it changes, and when the Hulk finally breaks free, he's more monster than hero. The way the camera work mimics comic book panels, the split screen showing multiple angles of the transformation simultaneously, it's stylized in a way no other Hulk movies tried. This transformation says the Hulk isn't a gift, it's a curse, and unleashing him has consequences. When he grows to massive size in the final fight and becomes almost feral, that's the Hulk at his most terrifying.
Serum infusion, beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Steve Rogers volunteers to be injected with super soldier serum and gets locked in a chamber that looks like a tanning bed designed by scientists with no regard for comfort. The machine pumps him full of serum, blasts him with Vita Rays, and Steve screams because the process is excruciating. Then the chamber opens and he emerges 6 inches taller, absolutely jacked, and immediately confused about what just happened. The transformation is instant, but the implications are permanent. Steve didn't just get stronger, he became the peak of human potential in every way. The CGI that puts Chris Evans' face on a smaller body beforehand makes the transformation even more dramatic because you see exactly how much changed. Skinny Steve from Brooklyn becomes Captain America, but the most important part is that his character doesn't change. He's still the guy willing to jump on a grenade, now he just has the body to match his heart. The transformation is physical, but Steve proves throughout the movie that Dr. Erskine was right. The serum amplifies what's already there, and Steve was already a hero.
The serum amplifies everything that is inside, so good becomes great, bad becomes worse. This is why you were chosen.
Tony Stark is imprisoned in a cave by terrorists who want him to build them a missile. Instead, he builds a suit of armor in secret, constructing it from scraps in a makeshift workshop while pretending to cooperate. This isn't a transformation in the traditional sense. It's the birth of Iron Man, built piece by piece with a box of scraps.
My turn.
When Tony finally puts on the crude armor, fires up the arc reactor in his chest and activates the flamethrowers, that's the transformation. He goes from prisoner to weapon in seconds. The suit is bulky, barely functional, and probably violates multiple safety regulations, but look, it works. Tony walks through gunfire, incinerates weapon stockpiles, and flies out of the cave in a suit held together by determination and genius. This transformation matters because it shows Tony at his most resourceful. No fancy lab, no AI assistance, just engineering under pressure. Every other Iron Man suit exists because of this one. The Mark I is ugly, brutal, and effective, and watching Tony become Iron Man for the first time while war rages around him is the transformation that changed everything.
Not bad.
Wait. Thanks.
This is the transformation that defined superhero origin stories for a generation. Peter gets bitten by a genetically modified spider, goes home feeling sick, and wakes up the next morning completely different. His vision is perfect without glasses, he's suddenly shredded, his senses are heightened, and then the weird stuff starts. He accidentally shoots webs out of his wrists, sticks to surfaces without trying, and has reflexes that let him catch objects without looking. The transformation unfolds in stages.
Good morning, any change? Change? Yeah. Big change.
First it's the physical changes, then discovering the powers one by one. When he climbs the wall in the alley and clings to the ceiling, the camera shows his perspective, confused, scared, and exhilarated all at once. Tobey Maguire plays Peter as someone genuinely freaked out by what's happening to his body. The testing phase where he's jumping between buildings, figuring out web slinging, and nearly getting himself killed, that's the real transformation. Not when he gets the powers, but when he decides what to do with them. This moment taught us that becoming a superhero isn't one moment, it's a process. And by the time Peter puts on that suit and swings through New York with confidence, the transformation is complete. He's not Peter Parker who has powers, he's Spider-Man.
With great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Hope you like this video. Please subscribe to the TV Regent, and here's another video that I know you're going to enjoy.